Happy July 5th, 2018. I am here because next Thursday, July 12th, it'll be 4 years since I got healthier than I've ever been in my entire life. And I've been reflecting on what have I learned exactly? Is it just that I lost weight or what? And I know it isn't that. So I'm really just trying to articulate exactly what that is so I can stay healthier, but also be very clear about how to help other people. Okay, so this is basically, in a nutshell, what I've learned so far. And, 4 years ago, we were very, very uncomfortable and unhealthy physically and mentally and emotionally and even financially, very stressed out. And I really am living differently now. So the biggest thing I've learned is that it starts in your mind. And your mind is basically like a GPS for your life. And when we start with that idea, we basically have to decide, what do we want? And so a lot of people start with weight if they're uncomfortable and unhealthy first. So what is your health goal? What exactly is it? So that your brain, you can kind of fuel just like a GPS. So the first thing you want to do is tell your brain exactly what you want. Okay, so why is it that you want to lose 5 pounds or 105 pounds? Not just the number, but the first thing usually people say is they want to feel better. They want to feel good in their clothes. They want to physically just feel better, because that's how I was. I was very uncomfortable in my clothes and just in general. But more importantly, after that, we realized that we want to have more energy. We want to be sleeping better. A lot of people also want to be off of their medications that they're taking. And more importantly, in hindsight, what I've really learned is that I want to take better care of myself. And that applies to all areas of my life. And for me personally, the being over the weight and the not making good choices with my food usually is a side effect and a sign of not taking good care of myself in general. So if our real health goal is, I want to take good care of myself, I want to be a positive influence on the people around me, especially my family. I want to create a life, that really is filled with dreams and possibilities instead of feeling stuck and frustrated. And I've really learned that being frustrated is usually when my expectations don't match what's actually happening. So I'm not as frustrated anymore, because I really have learned to be intentional about programming and fueling my GPS, my brain, about exactly what I want. And why that's important to me. And it is affecting awesome things happening at work right now and with my family. And it really does affect relationships with food, relationships with people, all that stuff. So that's a huge thing. And so I want to give you an example of how that works. Okay, we just had 4th of July, and I did not have any sweets or chips or alcohol yesterday. Now, that is not necessarily true that that's happened every 4th of July, but I'm learning and growing, and I had some real good perspective about being very intentional yesterday. Now, does that mean that I didn't want to have alcohol or chips for like the fun social gathering with everybody else that they were doing it? No, I had moments where I was having to remind myself of what do I really want, and maybe it is okay if I want to do that today. And but I have some very specific goals for myself for the next couple months of the summer. So here's how that works. When you know and you can figure out what you want, and use your health coach for that, to help you figure that out. But when you know what you want and why it's important to you, then you can actually stop when you're in those moments and really think about, what am I feeling and what am I thinking, and then challenge what your choices are. And is something I want right now today, or is it something I fundamentally want, bigger picture, that is okay that I don't make that choice today? And then you choose. Okay, so stop stop, challenge, and choose is what that works. And you can use it with difficult relationships, you can use it with frustrating things in your life, and you can definitely use it with food choices. But it really, really, really is effective when you're sure about what your health goal is, what a goal in general is that you're working towards, and why that's important to you. It's a lot more difficult to have that self-talk conversation if you don't know what you want. Okay, so starting with that. But definitely, if you're not able to have that self-talk by yourself, and I have not always been able to do that by myself, you text your coach, you call a friend, you get support in those moments to help you with the stop, the challenge, and the choose before you make a choice. So that is just the biggest thing I've learned, and you get stronger the more you practice, and it gets easier, and it becomes more of an actual habit of your life. And it really does positively affect so many things. So when you're conscious about that, it gets easier. So it can feel hard and frustrating in the moment, but the more you practice and the more you really use your support tools, the more it improves your life overall. So that'd be the biggest thing that I've learned. And the specific ways that I've learned to do that are that our program, and some of you who are actually part of our program, part of our support community, I may know these, but I'm going to give a refresher. And if you don't, that's great too. I'll share. But the fundamental thing that works is that we have support tools to be able to get you to practice that and what you want. So the first one is a health coach, and you have a health coach or a team of coaches to reach out to, and never feel like we're too busy or not interested. You have no idea how much it helps us to help you when you reach out. So that's the first one I've learned, that I still do that on a regular basis, weekly, to hold myself accountable and to get my own help and support. And even when I have difficult things, I will text or call to help me through, because I do still have negative thinking sometimes where I need someone to help me get talked off the ledge and back on track. So that's what that's for. The other thing we have is support community. So Discovering Health. We also have a Habits of Health call every week, and recordings if the time doesn't work. We have our own support call Thursday nights at 6:30. So find out if you want to join us for that group check-in. It's awesome. We also have live events. So in your area, there will be live healthy happy hours or other seminars or conferences for healthy living. We have a big one in St. Louis in July. And we'd love to still, clients can even go just to learn about being healthier. Don't have to be a health coach to go. If you want to find out about that, let me know. We'd love to still have you come with us. And then our Habits of Health system. So basically, if you don't know about Dr. A's book, workbook, Habits of Health calls, that's the meat of the psychology, the brain research, physiology, and the nutrition, and everything that our program and just being healthy is built on. Really important to know what those healthy habits are. And if you don't know and you don't have time yet, then call your coach. They've been studying and they know more about that stuff. But it's really important to know what the healthy habits are so that you can implement them, even if they're baby steps, one at a time. And then the last one is our fueling programs. You want to make sure, if you're on one of our programs, that you really are on the best one to meet your health goals, and that you know exactly what the instructions are to follow it precisely the way that it's made, because it'll give you predictable, awesome results if you follow it exactly. Okay, so recap: to basically feed your brain with mindful affirmations daily about what do you want and why it's important to you. And that's the biggest thing I've learned, is to basically do that on a regular basis and use the support tools that are part of our community, because that's the stuff for lifelong success. And it's not a race. We're not trying to get to a specific destination. It really is a journey. And the more that you embrace and know that every good decision, every good thought, every good momentum, movement towards the direction that you want is going to create a lifestyle that you really are proud of and create the life that you want. So far, 4 years, that is what I've learned, and I am continuing to practice every single day. So I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you soon about how I can help you with whatever you're needing. Have a great day.